Let's say China.
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 There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump's fake tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes. Hello, and welcome. I am James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news you need if you don't look like you weigh what your doctor says you do. It is Wednesday, the 17th of January 2018, and yesterday, Donald Trump's doctor said that he is in fine physical shape, which gives me enormous hope and makes me feel like Brad Pitt. The doctor also said that Donald Trump weighs a mere 239 pounds, standing 6'3" tall. I call bullshit on that. I also am 6'3" tall. I'm not going to tell you how much I weigh because a lady never reveals such things. But I can tell you this, if Donald Trump is the same height as me and weighs 239 pounds, my scale has been broken for a very long time. It's just not possible, folks. The man he's fat, isn't he? Now, he did fall just under the obese category, according to the doctor, so he's overweight, but not obese. And again, I am 6'3" tall, and I won't tell you how much I weigh, but Donald Trump is obese. I guarantee you that.
Hey, you fat fuck!
Well, yes, indeed. Now, the doctor also said that Donald Trump passed a cognitive test and said that he is mentally sound, so I thought it would be rather fun for us to take a cognitive test as well and see if we could pass it. Now, this is a quiz. It's based on an example of the MOCA test, which is designed to see if people have Alzheimer's or dementia? A diagnosis of dementia. There we go, James. That's better. So, we'll go through the quiz one at a time. It's just 5 questions. It's very quick. So, the first question. There's a photograph of a clock, and the hands on the clock are set to a certain time, and the question is, what time is it on the clock? Number 1, 11 minutes past 10. Number 2, 10 past 11, and that's the right one, it is 10 past 11. 10 past 10, or 2 minutes past 11. So, well, that one's 10 past 11, we can see that. So let's click on that. That is correct. Okay, very good. Okay, we'll move on to question number 2. This is brilliant. The caption says, what are the animals shown in the picture? And there's a lion, a rhino, and a camel. Well, I know that without even reading the questions, but I'll read the questions. A lion, a rhinoceros, and a camel. Well, it's number 1, we know that. But the other one is panther, rhinoceros, and camel. The third one's lion, tapir, and a camel. And the fourth one is lion, rhinoceros, and giraffe. Now, this could say, which ones have your sons killed, you fuck? It doesn't say that, but we'll click on lion, rhinoceros, and camel because that's what it is. Oh, that is correct. Number 3. Subtract 7 from 100. Based on the result obtained, subtract 7 more once again. Keep taking away 7 from the obtained results 3 times. Identify the correct series of numbers from the option. First one, 93, 86, 78, 71, 64. You get the idea. I'm not going to read through all the bloody numbers because it's ridiculous. So we'll just hit that one. And we got it correct, which was the second one, 93, 86, 79, 72, 65. This isn't brain surgery. It's not rocket science either, James. This is a good one. I like this one. If a banana is to orange equals fruit, then what does train is to bicycle equal? And there's only two answers. The first one is means of transportation, and the second is road. I think we'll go with means of transportation. That's correct. Okay. And the last one, the final one. Based on this quiz, can you recall what the first question was about? Was it about animals? Was it about time? Was it about a mathematical calculation? Was it about a pair of words that have something in common? Let me think. Oh, time. Remember the clock at 10 past 11? That's it. Okay, it's about time. Let's click that, and that's correct. I do not have dementia or Alzheimer's, and in fact, my brain is as sound as the president's. Actually, I don't like that comparison, but there we have it. So that's the cognitive test that Donald Trump took. That's not the exact test, that's an example of a test that he would have taken. So, I don't know. Is taking those 5 little questions, can you really say someone's of sound mental? But what, I can't even think. So apparently I'm not. But I did get the questions right, so I'm good. I'm fine. And so there we have it. The president is of both sound mind and sound body. I'll let you decide whether or not that doctor was full of shit. Maybe he's been taking 1 or 2 of his prescriptions that he shouldn't have. Anyway, on from bullshitting doctors now onto Republican senators who are standing up against Donald Trump. Finally. Today, the Republican from Arizona, Jeff Flake, who will not be standing for re-election next year, gave a speech on the Senate floor today where he heavily criticized Donald Trump's treatment of the media, particularly with today being the day when Donald Trump is supposedly holding his famous fake news awards, which I'm sure everybody is very excited about. Anyway, we're going to have a listen into what Senator Flake said today about the president. It's pretty good stuff.
Mr. President, near the beginning of the document that made us free, our Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident." So from the very beginning, our freedom has been predicated on truth. The founders were visionary in this regard, understanding well that good faith and shared facts between the governed and the government would be the very basis of this ongoing idea of America. As a distinguished former member of this body, Daniel Patrick Moynihan of New York famously said, "Everyone is entitled to his own opinion, but not his own facts." Now, during this past year, I'm alarmed to say that Senator Moynihan's proposition has likely been tested more severely than at any time in our history. For it is that reason that I rise today to talk about the truth and the truth's relationship to democracy. For without truth and a principled fidelity to truth and to shared facts, Mr. President, our democracy will not last. 2017 was a year which saw the truth, objective, empirical, evidence-based truth, more battered and abused than at any time in the history of our country, at the hands of the most powerful figure in our government. It was a year which saw the White House enshrine alternative facts into the American lexicon, as justification for what used to be simply called old-fashioned falsehoods. It was a year in which an unrelenting daily assault on the constitutionally protected free speech was launched by the same White House, an assault that is as unprecedented as it is unwarranted. The enemy of the people was how the President of the United States called the free press in 2017. Mr. President, it is a testament to the condition of our democracy that our own President uses words infamously spoken by Joseph Stalin to describe his enemies. It bears noting that so fraught with malice was the phrase enemy of the people that even Nikita Khrushchev forbade its use, telling the Soviet Communist Party that the phrase had been introduced by Stalin for the purpose of, quote, annihilating such individuals, unquote, who disagreed with the supreme leader. This alone should be the source of great shame for us in this body. especially for those of us in the President's party, for they are shameful, repulsive statements. And of course, the President has it precisely backward. Despotism is the enemy of the people. The free press is the despot's enemy, which makes the free press the guardian of democracy. When a figure in power reflexively calls any press that doesn't suit him fake news, it is that person who should be the figure of suspicion, not the press. I dare say that anyone who has had the privilege and awesome responsibility to serve in this chamber knows that these reflexive slurs of fake news are dubious at best. Those of us who travel overseas, especially to war zones and other troubled areas all around the globe, encounter members of U.S.-based media who risk their lives and sometimes lose their lives reporting on the truth. To dismiss their work as fake news is an affront to their commitment and their sacrifice.
And it goes on for about another 10 minutes or so. And if you have a spare 15 minutes, I highly recommend you go and find it and have a listen to it, because it's a really great speech. And wow, fucking hell, there is a Republican no less, comparing Donald Trump to Joseph Stalin. My God. Now, we just need some Republicans to come out and speak as strongly as Jeff Flake did, who are not retiring next year. And finally, in the light of Donald Trump's shithole comment when referring to African nations, I decided to have a look at what other countries Donald Trump has insulted. And, well, here we go. Saudi Arabia. Donald Trump tweeted that Saudi Arabia should be paying the United States many billions of dollars for our defense of them. Without us, gone. Of Palestinian territories, Donald Trump said, they have no appreciation or respect to the US. And I have to say, Donald, respect is a two-way street. Of Iran, Donald Trump tweeted that they are corrupt and poorly run country. And this one's a bit of a tricky one because he described this country as a disaster. And that was Puerto Rico. Now, as you know, Puerto Rico is in fact part of the United States. So essentially, Donald Trump was scoring an own goal there, saying that the infrastructure is a disaster of this country, which is actually part of America. Anyway, Mexico, you'll remember, he said that they're sending all their rapists to America. So that was very nice. And there's a country that Donald Trump described as the dumping ground for the world. And that was, well, that was the US. Yeah. So, you know, he insults everybody. It's not just the Africans and the Haitians. I mean, he's insulting his own people as well. Also, Germany is apparently a total mess. Which is something he tweeted about that country. And also that there are no-go areas and politicians that are being burnt due to Islam in the Netherlands. Yeah, that's fine. And he's also quite upset with Pakistan, where we pay billions of dollars to them for nothing. Well, you'll remember back in 2016, he said that China was raping the US. Now, since then, he's become quite fond of the Chinese, but he'll become fond of the Africans and the Haitians soon, don't worry. He said that North Korea is depleted and food-starved, and well, that one actually might be true, but then he went on to say, and I've got a bigger button, I can blow the fuck out of you if I want to. This poor nation that's depleted and food-starved, he just would blow them up, so that's lovely. And there you go. You see, it's not just the African nations in Haiti that Donald Trump thinks are shitholes. It's in fact, I think, pretty much every single country in the world. Except Russia. He's not really said anything nasty about Russia. That seems to be, that would be a good place for a golf course, perhaps. The Trump International in Moscow. It's got a ring to it, doesn't it? I'm sure it's already in the works, don't worry. And unfortunately, that is about all we have time for today. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. It was a good one, as always, and we can continue it on Twitter or Facebook if you would like. And please don't forget to subscribe and like the podcast. Recommend it to a friend. That would be absolutely wonderful. Anyway, we will do this all over again on Friday. I can hardly wait. Anyway, take care. Have a great night. Goodbye.